निवृत्त तर्षैः उपगीयमानात् भव औषधात् श्रोत्र मनः अभिरामात् कः उत्तम श्लोक गुण अनुवादात् पुमान् विरज्येत विना पशुघ्नात्। निवृत्ततर्षैरुपगीयमानात् भवौषधात् श्रोत्रमनोभिरामात् क उत्तमश्लोकगुणानुवादात् पुमान् विरज्येत विना पशुघ्नात्। निवृत्ततर्षैरुपगीयमानात् भवौषधात् श्रोत्रमनोभिरामात् क उत्तमश्लोकगुणानुवादात् पुमान् विरज्येत विना पशुघ्नात्। निवृत्ततर्षैरुपगीयमानात् भवौषधात् श्रोत्रमनोभिरामात् क उत्तमश्लोकगुणानुवादात् पुमान् विरज्येत विना पशुघ्नात्। निवृत्ततर्षैरुपगीयमानात् भवौषधात् श्रोत्रमनोभिरामात् क उत्तमश्लोकगुणानुवादात् पुमान् विरज्येत विना पशुघ्नात्। निवृत्ततर्षैरुपगीयमानात् भवौषधात् श्रोत्रमनोभिरामात् क उत्तमश्लोकगुणानुवादात् पुमान् विरज्येत विना पशुघ्नात्। निवृत्ततर्षैरुपगीयमानात् भवौषधात् श्रोत्रमनोभिरामात् उत्तमश्लोकगुणानुवादात् पुमान् विरज्येत विना पशुघ्नात्। निवृत्त released from tarshaihi lust or material activities, upagiyamanat which is described or sung, bhava aushadhat which is the right medicine for the material disease, shrotra the process of oral reception, manaha the subject matter of thought for the mind, abhiramat from the pleasing vibrations from such glorification, kaha who, uttama shloka of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, guna anuvadat from describing such activities, puman a person, Virajyeta can keep himself aloof, vina except Pashugnath, either a butcher or one who is killing his own personal existence. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, founder Acharya of ISKCON. Translation. Glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is performed in the Parampara system, that is, it is conveyed from the spiritual master to disciple. Such glorification is relished by those no longer interested in the false temporary glorification of this cosmic manifestation. Descriptions of the Lord are the right medicine for the conditioned soul undergoing repeated birth and death. Therefore, who will cease hearing such glorification of the Lord except a butcher or someone who is killing his own self? Purport. In India, it is the practice among the general populace to hear about Krishna either from Bhagavad Gita or from Srimad Bhagavatam in order to gain relief from the disease of repeated birth and death. Although India is now fallen, when there is a message that someone will speak about Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam, thousands of people still gather to hear. This verse indicates, however, that such recitation of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam must be done by persons completely freed from material desires, nivritta tarshai. Everyone within this material world, beginning from Brahma down to the insignificant ant, is full of material desires for enjoyment, and everyone is busy in sense gratification. But when thus engaged, one cannot fully understand the value of Krishna Katha, either in the form of Bhagavad Gita or in Srimad Bhagavatam. If we hear the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead from liberated persons, this hearing will certainly free us from the bondage of material activities. But hearing Srimad Bhagavatam spoken by a professional reciter cannot actually help us achieve liberation. Krishna Katha is very simple. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As he himself explains, Mattah Parataram Nanyat Kinchidasti Dhananjaya. O Arjuna, there is no truth superior to me. Bhagavad Gita 7:7. Simply by understanding this fact that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one can become a liberated person. But especially in this age, because people are interested in hearing Bhagavad Gita from unscrupulous persons who depart from the simple presentation of Bhagavad Gita and distort it for their personal satisfaction, they fail to derive the real benefit. There are big scholars, politicians, philosophers, and scientists who speak on Bhagavad Gita in their own polluted way, and people in general hear from them, being uninterested in hearing the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead from a devotee. A devotee is one who has no other motive for reciting Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam than to serve the Lord. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has therefore advised us to hear the glories of the Lord from a realized person. Bhagavata Podagiya Bhagavata Sthane. Unless one is personally a realized soul in the science of Krishna consciousness, a neophyte should not approach him to hear about the Lord. For this is strictly forbidden by Srila Sanatana Goswami, who quotes from Padma Purana, Avaishnava Mukhodgirinam Putam Hari Kathamritam, Shravanam Naiva Kartavyam Sarpochishtham Yathapayah. One should avoid hearing from a person not situated in Vaishnava behavior. A Vaishnava is Nivritta Trishna, that is, he has no material purpose, for his only purpose is to preach Krishna consciousness. So called scholars, philosophers, and politicians exploit the importance of Bhagavad Gita by distorting its meaning for their own purposes. Therefore, this verse warns that Krishna Katha should be recited by a person who is Nivritta Trishna. So, Shukdev Goswami epitomizes the proper reciter for Srimad Bhagavatam, and Parikshit Maharaj, who purposefully left his kingdom and family prior to meeting death, epitomizes the person fit to hear it. A qualified reciter of Srimad Bhagavatam gives the right medicine, Bhava for the conditioned souls. The Krishna consciousness movement is therefore trying to train qualified preachers to recite Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita throughout the entire world, so that people in general in all parts of the world may take advantage of this movement and thus be relieved of the threefold miseries of material existence. The instruction of Bhagavad Gita and the descriptions of Srimad Bhagavatam are so pleasing that almost anyone suffering from the threefold miseries of material existence will desire to hear the glories of the Lord from these books and thus benefit on the path of liberation. Two classes of men, however, will never be interested in hearing the message of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Those who are determined to commit suicide and those determined to kill cows and other animals for the satisfaction of their own tongues. Although such persons may make a show of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam at a Bhagavata Saptaha, this is but another creation of the karmis who cannot derive any benefit from such a performance. The word Pashugnath is important in this connection. Pashugna means butcher. Persons fond of performing ritualistic ceremonies for elevation to the higher planetary systems must offer sacrifices, yajnas, by killing animals. Lord Buddha Dev therefore rejected the authority of the Vedas because his mission was to stop animal sacrifices, which are recommended in Vedic ritualistic ceremonies. Nindasi yajna vidhe raha shruti jatam sadaya hridaya darshita pashughatam keshavadhrita buddha sharira jaya jagadish hare Gita Govinda. Even though animal sacrifices are sanctioned in Vedic ceremonies, men who kill animals for such ceremonies are considered butchers. Butchers cannot be interested in Krishna consciousness for they are already materially allured. Their only interest lies in developing comforts for the temporary body. Bhogeshwari prasaktanam taya paharita chetasam Vyavasayatmika buddhi samadhau na vidhiyate. In the minds of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination of devotional service to the Supreme Lord does not take place. Bhagavad Gita 2:44. Srila Narottam Das Thakur says, Manushya Janama Paya Radha Krishna Na Bhujiya Janiya Shuniya Bishakain. Anyone who is not Krishna conscious and who therefore does not engage in the service of the Lord is also Pashugna, for he is willingly drinking poison. Such a person cannot be interested in Krishna Katha because he still has a desire for material sense gratification. He is not Nivritta Trishna, as it is said, Traya Vargikaste Purusha Vimukha Harimedhasaha. Those interested in three varga, that is, in dharma, artha, and kama, are religious for the sake of achieving a material position which to gain better facilities for sense gratification. Such persons are killing themselves by willingly keeping themselves in the cycle of birth and death. They cannot be interested in Krishna consciousness. For Krishna Katha, topics about Krishna consciousness, there must be a speaker and a hearer, both of whom can be interested in Krishna consciousness if they are no longer interested in material topics. One can actually see how this attitude automatically develops in persons who are Krishna conscious. Although the devotees of the Krishna consciousness movement are quite young men, they no longer read materialistic newspapers, magazines, and so on, for they are no longer interested in such topics. Nivritta Trishnai, Nivritta Tarshahi. They completely give up the bodily understanding of life. For topics concerning Uttama Shloka, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the spiritual master speaks and the disciple hears with attention. Unless both of them are free from material desires, they cannot be interested in topics of Krishna consciousness. The spiritual master and the disciple do not need to understand anything more than Krishna because simply by understanding Krishna and taking and talking about Krishna, one becomes a perfectly learned person. Yasmin Vijnate Sarvam Evam Vijnatam Bhavati. Mundaka Upanishad 1:3. The Lord sits within everyone's heart, and by the grace of Lord, the devotee receives instructions directly from the Lord Himself, who says in Bhagavad Gita, Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto matta smritim jnanam apohanam cha vedeshya sarvairaham vedyo vedanta krit veda videva chaham. I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas, I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of the Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas. Krishna consciousness is so exalted that one who is perfectly situated in Krishna consciousness under the direction of the spiritual master is fully satisfied by reading Krishna Katha as found in Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and similar Vedic literatures. Since merely talking about Krishna is so pleasing, we can simply imagine how pleasing it is to render service to Krishna. When discourses on Krishna Katha take place between a liberated spiritual master and his disciple, others also sometimes take advantage of hearing these topics and also benefit. These topics are the medicine to stop the repetition of birth and death. The cycle of repeated birth and death by which one takes on different bodies again and again is called bhava or bhavaroga. If anyone willingly or unwillingly hears Krishna Katha, his bhavaroga, the disease of birth and death, will certainly stop. Therefore, Krishna Katha is called bhava aushadha, the remedy to stop the repetition of birth and death. Karmis or persons attached to material sense enjoyment generally cannot give up their material desires, but Krishna Katha is such a potent medicine that if one is induced to hear Krishna Kirtan, he will certainly be freed from this disease. A practical example is Dhruv Maharaj, who at the end of his tapasya was fully satisfied. When the Lord wanted to give Dhruva benediction, Dhruva refused it. Swamin Kritarthosmi Varam Nayache. My dear Lord, he said, I am fully satisfied. I do not ask for any benediction for material sense gratification. We actually see that even young boys and girls in the Krishna consciousness movement have given up their long practice of bad habits like illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, and gambling because Krishna consciousness is so potent that it gives them full satisfaction. They are no longer interested in material sense gratification. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya. Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya. Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare निवृत्ततर्षैरुपगीयमानात् भवौषधात् श्रोत्रमनोभिरामात् क उत्तमश्लोकगुणानुवादात् पुमान् विरज्येत विना पशुघ्नात्. Glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is performed in the Parampara system, that is, it is conveyed from the spiritual master to disciple. Such glorification is relished by those no longer interested in the false temporary glorification of this cosmic manifestation. Descriptions of the Lord are the right medicine for the unconditioned soul undergoing repeated birth and death. Therefore, who will cease hearing such glorification of the Lord except a butcher or one who is killing his own self? Hare Krishna. So, it's a very important verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, and we see that Srila Prabhupada has quoted it many times in some other books, in his lectures. If we see Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the preface of that book, we will find this verse. We'll find this verse in teachings of Queen Kunti. We'll find this verse in many of his lectures. Because such an important verse, it is like the essence of the entire Krishna consciousness philosophy. Krishna consciousness that we are trying to follow, the entire philosophy, uh, this verse can be said to be the essence of the entire philosophy of Krishna consciousness. So here we see that in the 10th canto, now uh, Parikshit Maharaj is very curious, very eager to know about the pastimes of Krishna and Balarama. So he started inquiring from Shukadeva Goswami. So now this 10th canto will commence from here. And before that, this verse, in this verse, uh, the process of Krishna consciousness or gaining the knowledge of Krishna consciousness is very nicely described. Also, the glorification of Srimad Bhagavatam. So, we see that here it is mentioned that uh, from whom should one hear so that one can benefit in his path of God realization. So, the process is mentioned here. Hmm? And what we should listen to. So that is also mentioned from whom we should listen, what we should listen, and why we should listen, what is the importance. So this Sambandha Abhideya Prayojana, everything we can see in this particular verse. So first of all, it is very important that from whom we should listen. The process which is mentioned here is very, very important. Because as Srila Prabhupada said in the purport, still now it is a practice in India that people are interested to hear from people regarding this Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, or something related to Krishna, even demigods, or nowadays even their own future or the past. You have seen one man, what is his name? Yesterday we were speaking, no? Yes. Bhageshwar Dham. I don't know it is his name or some institute or something is. So he has nothing to do with Krishna consciousness or anything. So he just speaks something and tells people about their past or future or something, and that's why so much is popular. Whenever we open YouTube, this YouTube recommends him only to us. Hmm? Go and watch him. And if you see in his programs, we cannot see even how many people are sitting. Our eyes also cannot go so far. Similarly, so many speakers, hmm, especially in North India, I have seen. So many unlimited speakers, unlimited people, they attend these programs. And the person is just speaking some nonsense there. And some music playing is going on, everything. And people, and some of his men, they are standing and dancing or crying or laughing. And and they have some particular some topics to speak on. We don't see them ever speaking about the fifth canto, the different hellish planets, hmm? Or we don't see them speaking about the teachings of Lord Rishabdeva to his sons. Nayam deho deha bhajam niloke kashtan kaman arhate vid bhujami. Very strong words. How they will get their market if they speak like that? Uh, People, they just come to hear something pleasing. That's why they have some topics which we can count on our fingertips, like Ram Sita Vivaha, hmm, or Bharat and Ram, they are meeting, hmm, or something, some emotional topics or like that, in which people and they speak so emotionally and like that. hmm. And behind that, we don't know. We just see what is going on in the TV channel, but behind that, what is going on, we don't know. They charge so much for their programs. They're professional reciters. But what is the disadvantage? Disadvantage is, as Prabhupada mentioned in this purport, that it is just like drinking a milk which is already poisoned. Prabhupada quoted here Sanatana Goswami. अवैष्णव मुखोद्गीर्णम पूतम हरि कथामृतम श्रवणम नैव कर्तव्यम सर्पोच्चिष्ठ यतापयः. So it is very, very important to understand that this what is going on, which looks so nice and feels gives a good feeling to the ears, although it looks so nice, but actually it is for our own destruction. Just like Putana, when Putana came to poison Krishna, then she converted herself to a very disguised herself to a very beautiful woman. And everyone was so astonished. Maybe some of the Brajavasis were thinking maybe this is Lakshmi herself. Goddess Lakshmi herself who has come to take darshana of Krishna. And even when she entered the house of Nanda Baba, so even Yashoda and all the gopis, they were present. They also didn't ask any question to her. They were also mesmerized by her beauty. Hmm? But we know what she actually was. She was Putana. She had poison smeared on her breast and she came to kill Krishna. So similarly, these professional speakers, so they destroy our Krishna bhakti, our Krishna consciousness. Although we may find them quoting various verses, so many shlokas, speaking very eloquently, but we see that that doesn't make bring any change to anyone's life. Phalena parichiyate, it is said that how to understand the quality of a tree means how it is, what are its gunas. So by tasting a fruit, we can understand, oh, this tree is very nice, giving nice fruits. So at least in ISKCON, we have so many devotees from all around the world. At least we can see that this thing, this type of education which is coming through a parampara system, it works because we have the result in front of us. But these professional reciters, we see that we don't see any result, that people have stepped closer to God realization by attending such and such swamis. Rather, they get more and more involved in sense gratification and bodily identification, because these in these type of kathas, the real truth is never revealed by the speaker if he himself knows the real truth. So that's why it is said that it is very, very important to hear Srimad Bhagavatam from a authoritative person from authority. So one word is used here, Nivritta Trishna, Nivritta Tarshaya or Nivritta Trishna. So Nivritta means retirement. Seva Nivritti, we say in Hindi. Seva Nivritti means one who is retired from his life. Nivritti. So Nivritta Trishna means one who is totally retired from all kinds of sense gratification. So that type of person is eligible to recite this Srimad Bhagavad Gita Bhagavatam. And the persons who are on the path of self-realization want to get out of this sense gratification from the clutches of Maya. So they are eligible to listen to this discourse. Now one may ask a question. You may ask, although you are not asking, Prabhu, are you free from sense gratification? Are you Nivritta Trishna? Are you pure devotee? The question may arise. And I am also thinking what I am doing here, such a rascal sitting here and speaking. So the answer is given later in the Prabhupada purport. So Prabhupada is saying that a devotee is not professional reciter. So the devotees in Krishna consciousness movement are reciting Srimad Bhagavatam because they are not doing it professionally. I am not charging any money from here. Not a man is standing there on the door that you have to enter by giving 50 rupees or something. So it's not like that. We are following the acharyas. We are following the Guru Parampara. So what education, what knowledge our Guru Parampara is coming from our Guru Parampara. So our duty is to provide it as it is. So in this way, the purification will happen simultaneously. So that is very, very important, that whom we should listen from. Because in this nowadays, the people have taken a vow not to come out of this material sense enjoyment, never to take retirement. Nivritta Trishna is a very, very uncomprehendable word. Many of us would not have listened about it before today. We would not have heard about it. If we would not have come in contact with Krishna consciousness, I am sure, at least for me, I can say many words I would not have heard before, like sense gratification. Hmm? Have you ever heard this word, or it came in your mind? Indriya tripti, sense gratification, material world. Hmm? Although we were involved in it very, very deeply, we never thought about it. Yeah. Forget about sense gratification. What are the senses also? We are never aware of all these things before coming in touch with Srila Prabhupada books. So we were and still we are like crows. Hmm? In Chaitanya Charitamrita, one very important verse is there in the Madhya Lila. अरसज्ञ काक चूषे ज्ञान निम्ब फले रसज्ञ कोकिल खाए प्रेमाम्र मुकुले. Translation is, Ramananda Rai continued, those who are devoid of all transcendental mellows are like the crows that suck the juice from the bitter fruits of the nimba tree of knowledge, whereas those who enjoy mellows are like the cuckoos who eat the buds of the mango tree of love of Godhead. So this entire civilization, they are like crows because we are trying to find rasa or mellow in filthy things. The entire world, we see that we are trying to find the rasa in movies, in sports, in porn, and different types of activities of this material world. And for so many janmas, so many births, continuously we have did it, but still we are not satisfied. Punah punah charvita charvananam. We are again and again and again and again trying to squeeze out some drop of entertainment from it, some drop of mellow, some drop of rasa. Although we are not getting, we are getting again and again frustrated in our uh, whenever we are trying to do it. But again and again we are trying in the hope that at least one last drop will come out. Hmm? But again and again we are getting failed, but we are not learning anything from it. So this is a very big disease. We are suffering from a very big disease. That's why we are not getting any rasa or any mellow, and we don't know how to get that rasa. We don't know the process to get that rasa because we are in a diseased condition. But the biggest problem in this material world is the people, they are not ready to accept that they are diseased. If you go and just discuss with a layman, he'll say, what is the problem, sir? What is the problem if I have two girlfriends? I like it. I like to spend time with them. What is the problem if I smoke? You also smoke, then you'll know what is the enjoyment in this. Why you are saying that don't smoke? Why you don't know? You are not doing it and you are stopping me to do it. Have you ever taken a chicken? Hmm? Have you ever eaten it? You don't know what mellow is there. What is this? All these vegetables you are taking. Start taking chicken. So they may not understand. What is this saying? Diseased condition. I am so happy. What is the disease condition? Hmm? So disease condition is this, that we are uh, trying to squeeze out some happiness from all these activities, but we see practically because we ourselves we have experienced it. There is no happiness in it. We are trying and trying to derive something, but we see that instead of getting more and more happy, we are seeing that we are getting more and more distressed because we have so much expectations in our heart, so much expectations that this thing, when I do, I'll get so much happy. The root cause of all the problems is our mind. Because everything we create the picture in our mind that now I'm going to indulge in this activity, this is going to make me so much happy. But practically when we do that activity, some momentary happiness we get, but then we get unlimited distress out of that. But we are not learning. We repeat it. We repeat it. Hmm? It just like she ass or she donkey. kicking a male donkey. The male donkey, even after getting kicked again and again, it blood started oozing out from the nose of that male donkey, but still it goes behind the she donkey to get her kicks. Or a camel. The camels, they like these thorny trees very much. And they start chewing the thorns. And because of the thorns, their tongue, in their tongue, they start bleeding. And there is a taste, some taste in the blood, and the camel thinks that, oh, this thorn is so tasty, and goes on taking. It's getting pain, but still the taste is so much that it's not uh, ready to leave it. So similarly, we are also painstakingly trying to enjoy this material world so much, and again we are meeting failure, but we are not learning from our experiences. And we are not learning even if someone else is trying to preach to us. Same thing Prahlad Maharaj said, no, to Hiranyakashipu. Matirna Krishne paratah satova mitho vipadyeta grihavratana adanta gobhir vishatam tamisram punah charvita charvanana. So he's saying neither by ourselves, or if someone is trying to preach to us also regarding all these things, we are not ready to learn, and we are trying to chew the chewed and again go in the dark regions of the hell. So we have to understand what is the disease. What is the biggest disease? So biggest disease is not corona or AIDS or something we think, or cancer. We should understand that our biggest disease is jaundice. Any one of you ever have suffered from this disease, jaundice? Oh, you're lucky yourself. Even my father also. So very horrible disease. Jaundice he got and is not getting any taste in anything. But Srila Prabhupada said that the remedy for jaundice, the sugar candy. A patient suffering from jaundice, when we give them the sugar candy, so he will not experience any taste. But the remedy is also same thing only. If it goes on taking, then one day will come when he'll be relieved of this disease and start relishing the nectar of this sugar candy again. So similarly, we are suffering from this disease of material desires. So we are suffering heavily. This last stage of jaundice we have. But the only solution that we have with us is the Krishna Katha. The name, form, gunas, leelas of Krishna. These are the only remedies. So a person, a sober person, or a person who is intelligent, he will understand that if I have a disease, I have to take medicine. Correct? If we are having some disease, we take some medicine to get out of the disease. But a person will be mad. He is a mad person only who is not taking any medication for these diseases. He is considered mad. If he says that I am okay, I will suffer, no problem. I don't have any problem. I like it. Then he is mad. Suppose you have fever, and if I am giving you a good paracetamol, some medicine, then if you are intelligent, you will take because you want to come out of it. Only a mad person will say that why are you giving me? I don't want to take any medicine. I am happy. I am okay. The same thing is our condition. पिशाची पाहिले जन मोती छिन्न होय मायाग्रस्त जीवेर होय she bhav uday. It is said in this verse that when a person is possessed by some pishach or ghost, then he don't know what he is speaking, what he is saying. He becomes mad. Some nonsense he starts speaking. मायाग्रस्त जीवेर होय she bhav uday. Matlab means when a person is suffering from maya, and he is deep into maya, then the same bhava he also develops. He starts speaking rubbish, the things which are good for his uh, self realization, he never understands. So he commits spiritual suicide. So there are two types of people mentioned in this purport of Srila Prabhupada, who doesn't take any interest in Krishna consciousness. So one is the killer of cows and other such animals, and one who is the killer of self. Pashugnath word is used. So we see that these butchers and everyone, uh, they are so degraded. hmm. Still, we cannot just imagine. We cannot think how can a person can kill a cow. So in our Selam ashram, when I was there around 7-8 years back, I had some friends from Poland. So we used to just go for book distribution and we are together. So just we used to speak something. So we used to discuss, and I used to ask them how they kill the cows in the slaughterhouse. I cannot imagine such a big creature, and small chicken also, when someone is killing it, shouts so much. And what about the cow? Then he doesn't have any feelings in his heart, or it is not a human being. What he is? So my friend told me, devotee friend, that he knows the butchers, and whenever they go to kill a cow or like that, they drink so much before killing. They become totally intoxicated, and in the state of intoxication, they just finish their job because they don't get any feeling what they are doing is good, bad, this and that. Because how can a person do such a heinous activity? Hmm? So these type of people. So similarly, it is said in this verse, those people, how they how they are not taking Krishna consciousness. Hmm? They are so much intoxicated in this material life, that they are not seeing the importance of Krishna consciousness. Hmm? That we have to get out of this cycle of birth and death. Hmm? So it is so important, but people are not at all thinking about it. So this is just similar to that butcher, hmm, who has no other goal than to just finish his job and enjoy the senses. So in this way, we are killing ourselves. Soul killing civilization, Prabhupada has mentioned. But what we are having with us, we are actually running away from it. The real treasure are the scriptures. Is the Srimad Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavad Gita. It's full of nectar. Hmm? If someone comes and offers 1 crore to us here just right now, all of us will be running to grab it. Give me first, give me first. But this scripture, uh, which we cannot compare with any amount of money, is invaluable. hmm, And it is giving us so much nectar. And it is also promising us that once we are indulged in it so much, then we don't have to get repeated birth and death again. So much benefits are there, but still we are not taking advantage of it. So this is the unfortunate condition of human beings nowadays, that there is no taste, no mellow for Krishna consciousness. But we see that hmm, Krishna Katha is a ocean of rasa. hmm, And it is our duty to dive into that rasa. Hmm? Krishna's pastimes are just like waves in the ocean. Hmm? We cannot count the waves coming and going in the ocean. Can we count? Okay, this is the first wave, second wave. Unlimited. So Krishna Katha is unlimited, and as much as we dive into this nectar, we'll get unlimited bliss. So what a proposition it is, that you try to involve yourself somewhere where you get unlimited bliss, and then you get rid of the birth and death also. Now what we are trying is, we are trying to get the bliss, sense enjoyment, by indulging ourselves in something that we don't like. Correct? No one likes their job. If someone say, I like my job, work is worship, then we should tell them you work on Sundays also and you don't take any salary. Just work. You love your job, just work. Why are you taking salary? Work on Sundays also. And work more. Why are you working only 8 hours, 10 hours? If you love something, you will try to do it more and more. How much people love their work we can see on the Mondays in the faces of people in metro and trains and buses. You see how much they love their job, and you see their faces on Friday evenings. Hmm? You can understand how much they love their job. It's all nonsense if someone says. So they are working so hard, giving them so much pain to get some bliss on Saturdays, Sundays. But Krishna consciousness is such a good proposition that we are giving you nectar. You enjoy. How much you want to enjoy, you enjoy, and then you get benefit also. You get out of this material world. So this 10th canto is full of such nectar. And because Janmashtami is coming and devotees here are discussing such nectars from time to time. So one such pastime is the famous Damodar Leela, which is very soon coming in the Kartik month. So very sweet nectar. When you hear it, I may not be able to express it so nicely, but when you hear it from very very elevated devotees, you'll just never want it to finish. Just want to listen, 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 listen. Hmm? So this is the Leela where Krishna showed to the world that how he is also under the control of his devotees. He is not the supreme controller. So Krishna, one day he was sleeping and Mother Yashoda wanted to prepare the best quality buttermilk, everything for him. Because Krishna was complaining. Mother Yashoda asked, why are you going and stealing butter from other houses? The Krishna said, your butter is not good. It's sour. I'm not getting any taste. So like that he complained, and that's why I'm going out. So Mother Yashoda thought maybe my servants, they are not making it properly, the gopis. So today I will make it myself. So Radha, Yashoda, I thought like that. And then she collected the best quality milk from the best cows that she had. There, what's the name? Padmagandha, the name of those cows. They had only some 5-10 cows. Out of lakhs of cows, these 5-10 cows are known as Padmagandha cows. So they are very, very special. They had the fragrance of the lotus flowers. So when uh, when 10 uh, cows were fed the milk of 100 cows, and when one cow was fed the milk of these 10 cows, so this one cow, this was considered to be the Padmagandha, and that milk Yashoda Mai used to keep for Krishna and Balram. So she started churning the butter, churning the curd and everything. Huge pot, 20-25 kg pot, and Krishna was sleeping, and she was thinking of Krishna, thinking about his pastimes, and she was so much involved, engrossed in lovingly thinking of Krishna. Milk was oozing out of her breasts, and she was so much engrossed in that. And suddenly Krishna came there, and then he saw Mother Yashoda churning, and then he started sucking her breast, drinking milk. And just before that, Yashoda had kept some milk on the stove to boil. So now in Vrindavana, we see that everyone has consciousness, even the milk. So the milk started thinking that if Krishna sucks all the milk from the mother's Yashoda's breast, then he'll not take me. He'll not honor me. What I'll do, I'll go waste. So he started coming up, the milk. And as soon as Mother Yashoda realized, oh, now the milk will just boiling, it will go out, he immediately kept Krishna there and started running after the stove. And Krishna became angry. She kept me down. How? Who does she think he is? Became very, very angry. And in that anger, he just broke the pot. And everywhere there was this churned curd and everything. And then he became afraid. Small child, what I'll do? And then he ran away. And went to another house and started eating some this butter and everything. And then Yashoda came and saw, oh, everything is such a big mess. It's not that she became very angry. She was smiling. This boy is so intelligent. Hmm? He has broken this pot in such a manner that I should not hear anything. Hmm? And then she started searching for him. And when then she found him, and he started running out of fear. And Mother Yashoda started chasing him with a stick. Hmm? Wait, today I'll tell you, I'll punish you. And he started to shiver in fear when Mother Yashoda uh, caught him. And very nice description in Damodar Ashtakam, how he's crying and shivering. Hmm? And then Mother Yashoda tied him to the wooden mortar, big wooden mortar. Hmm? And then Krishna saw two Arjuna trees, big Arjuna trees in front of him. So again, small kid, he wanted to do something. And because he also knew that they are Kuvera's sons, so they should get liberated. So he started walking with the huge wooden mortar and went in between the two trees and broke them. And huge tumultuous sound was that, and then two divine personalities, Manigriva and Nalakuvera, they came out of that. So this pastime, Damodara Leela, and time is less, we cannot have more pastimes. So in like this, there are unlimited number of pastimes in of Krishna. So we should think that now I am tasting this mellow, so I'll be considered a miser if I keep it just with myself. Correct? This is the definition of a miser. If you have lots of money and if you think that I should not help others, I should just keep it with myself and it should increase and increase day by day, then you're called a miser. But in Krishna Bhakti, we should not be a miser, because in material sense, if we keep spending and spending something, then one day our riches, it will become less. But in Krishna consciousness, if we start distributing something more and more, then our accumulated things will go more and more and more and more. So that's why Jare dekho tare kaho ei upadesh, amar agyaye guru hoya taro ei desh. This is Lord Chaitanya's order. Now we say we respect Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He's the supreme personality of Godhead. We like so much Chaitanya Nitai, so much. We say no, we sing so much and this. But if we are not following his order, then where is the love? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given some order. Lord is ordering himself. We always ask Lord that please engage me in your service. Please show me some path what to do. Now here Lord is ordering himself that you give this knowledge to others, this treasure to others. Then why we are not following? Direct order of the Lord, direct order of our Guru. That when you have this treasure, you give it to others, then your mellow will increase. So we should not be a miser. This Srimad Bhagavatam, this is such a mellow, such a treasure, such a nectar. And when we give it to others, the nectar will just go on increasing, increase. It will not decrease. And and once we give it to others, then he will get affected by it. He will also. It is means what type of contagious? What is that? Contagious. It is a contagious thing. Like contagious disease, we say no, one to other. It just keeps spreading. So once we start spreading this Krishna consciousness to other person also, he will spread it to so many. Multi-level marketing. In marketing, there is one word of multi-level marketing. I make 2, you make 4, he'll make 8. So like that, this Krishna consciousness, you give it to one, he'll give it to so many. So that's why taking it as a direct order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we should also start distributing this knowledge. So before distributing, we should have, correct? Now you say that I want to distribute Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, how will you distribute if you yourself don't have? So, general excuses by the devotees is I'll read from him, I'll share, my friend has, right? He has, I'll read from him. Something like that. But everyone has should have their own personal Srimad Bhagavatam with them. Hmm? Just like toothbrush. Do we share the toothbrush? Oh, today I am feeling lazy. I don't know where is. Let me take my friend's toothbrush and use it. Do you do like that? Or does anyone like to share their wife? Let me share wife. You don't have. You can borrow my wife for a day. We don't do it. These are lovable personal things. So similarly, we should have our own set of Srimad Bhagavatam, not depend on any mobile. We have Bhagavatam in the mobile. Another excuse. Prabhuji, I have Bhagavatam in the mobile. I'll read it. So Bhagavatam is definitely there in the mobile. But in the mobile, there is cricket also. In the mobile, there is Modi also. In the mobile, there is movies also. Everything is there. So we need exclusive Bhagavatam. So we should have. And once we start diving into that nectar, once we dive deeply into that nectar and daily we recite Nityam Bhagavatam Sevaya, daily we speak about it. What realization I had today by reading this. Then we will get that feeling from inside that now I have to give it to other. He is suffering, I have to give it. So in this way, this disease starts. Now we spoke about two different diseases. This is positive disease we should suffer from. That how we should get diseased by this love of Krishna and just we should spread it everywhere. Like in China during Corona, some people were spreading the disease by spitting on these lift buttons, hmm, so that others will also get diseased by Corona. So why we should just give this knowledge to others and take it very very seriously by the order of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordering me, not small thing. So just take one set. At least we should keep 4 5 sets in our home. Then at least we'll get a desire to sell it because we have spent some money for it. 5 sets means around 50,000 rupees. So once you get 5 sets of Bhagavatam, you'll be afraid. Oh, I have 5 sets in my house, spend 50,000 for it. Now I have to give it to others. So in this way, your process will start. So at least for the sake of keeping, you keep the Bhagavatam with you. Fill your base students are there, no? Here, right? All of your base students. So some base student, fill your base with Bhagavatam, one room, and spend your money if you are working. Hmm? Spend your money in buying Bhagavatam rather than spending in or keeping in SBI or like that life insurance. Keep in Bhagavatam. Spend in that. Fill your house room with at least 10 sets per month, 20 sets. Now there will be your headache. How will I sell it? Hmm? Tension. So just you will go out yourself, or else you'll never go out with the books. So this is one way. So please do it, whether you are a grahastha, brahmachari, base student, or anyone. Just Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is ordering us directly. So just take today itself. So many books, fill it in your house, your rooms, and just go. And Krishna, you see, miracles will happen on the road, in the house, everywhere. You'll not know how it went. You'll never understand, but it will go. So this we should try to understand. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We have time for questions, Prabhuji? Any question or comments, any corrections? Anyone? Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. So we would like to thank His Grace I heard that seeing his very melodious singing, Maharaj has given the name. Only I mispronounced as Madhukanta. So I'd like to express some gratitude to Madhukanta by chanting Hare Krishna mantra once. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. So the main like Prabhupada, because they wanted to do it decorations and that's like the glasses and also had to be offered to Prabhupada. Maybe either one of you can just give a short introduction. I also what you said is service of
Prasad, I do not know much about Madhukanta, but at least from Chaitanya Charitamrita, I see that whenever there's an opportunity to glorify devotee, we should be very happy. In fact, Krishna becomes very pleased. Just to please Krishna, I want to glorify Prabhupada. So I did not have much association of Prabhu because when I joined the Salem temple, it was the Salem temple for other services. And he served Sanas Bhaktikas Maharaj as his personal servant. This is his great glory. He just served one of Prabhupada disciples for a longer time and he's still serving also. When Maharaj is in the West, he takes other disciples and when Maharaj comes to India, Prabhu assists him as his personal servant. He was, I heard, he was very good book distributor also and he was doing college preaching. And particularly everybody is captivated by his very good singing. You would have heard his singing. Unfortunately, yesterday I was just thinking I should attend definitely tomorrow's Mangalarati. I was many times speakers go very late speaker yesterday. When I went first, it was like 1:30. Had a long conversation with some other devotee about book distribution. But I missed his kid, but definitely many devotees who are here would have heard his kid. It's very beautiful. I request Prabhu, please sing Guru Puja, at least I will come and hear that also. He was just giving class. Even his class is also very sweet class, straightforward, clear message. And what else we have? Some of and Prabhu is a Bengali, so just Ethan Mridanga Khartalpai is also very natural for him. What else we have? Yeah, right now, this is our fortune that he is here today because he is going for a Janmashtami program in Goa, right? So he's a guest speaker there in one of these temples, Goa. So he's just going there and Passover, he's here in Bangalore. We took his association here today. And then maybe by afternoon, it is taking prasad and then giving it. Yeah. Yes. Actually, he's because he served as a Guru Granth servant. So many places he's also invited. And I heard from Bhakti Maharaj in one of the lectures, he was saying that in North India, people are very attracted, especially for a personality like him, like a guru, Maharaj to say, because his people respect him and then see that okay, like a guru like that. So in that way also it's very attractive. Physically if you see, but even when Prabhu speaks also it's very attractive. Like today we heard him how strongly he was also speaking. I remember the one it was my beginning. I just joined the temple. He gave one short talk for the youths in one of the colleges that we were preaching. It was really a very wonderful talk. Really amazing that Prabhu speaks so nicely, attractive for the youths also. So he's a very good youth preacher also that I could see. Though I didn't have any direct experience, but still I could see that he's a wonderful preacher also. And He encourages so many devotees. He is a very soft nature. Really, is a very soft nature devotee. Everybody will be, whenever he comes, devotees will crowd around, cheer him. He speaks softly, gently, encourages. Then we just took his association. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. As I was saying, even by his singing, he attracts all the like devotees. So Madhukanta, that is also very good. There's Madhukanta Prabhu ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. So wonderful darshan of the deities. Jagannath Baldev Sudaramai ki jai. Narsingadev Bhagwan ki jai. Gaur Nitai ki jai. Panchatattva ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I think the temple is gearing up for tomorrow's event. So anyway, had a wonderful lecture today. Very nice nectarian. Told us how we will have to gear ourselves to ensure that our bhakti is protected rather than allowing it to just go out by indulging in material things. So that was very nectarian of Prabhu to give that wonderful class. So on that note, we can conclude by paying obeisances to all the Vaishnavas here. Vancha kalpatrubhyasya kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo namo namaha ananta koti Vaishnavand ki jai. Yantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Prabhupada ki jai. Gurudev ki jai. Gaur Sitanath Paramanande Hari Hari Bol. So thank you devotees for joining and staying on.